Hello and welcome, my name is Charlie Roscoe and I'm back with episode 2 of my Valentino Rossi The Game career. In the first episode, if you missed that, I will put an annotation on the screen somewhere there, but if you missed that, it was a dirt track. You have to start the game with a dirt track race. So this is actually my first race on a GP bike of some sort. It is of course the Moto3. And I must admit, I've owned MotoGP games in the past. I owned MotoGP 13, 14, 15, and I had some old Superbike games as well. But I don't usually do careers, and I don't even really do championships very often. I tend to just play, whatever race I feel like, and I do a lot of online stuff with a friend of mine, and that's mainly sort of what I use the games for. So one track we never ever pick is the Argentinian round, and of course this is at Argentina. I don't really know how to use a Moto3 bike. I've done a little bit on this game so far. I've done some MotoGP stuff and even some Moto2 stuff, but I haven't touched a Moto3 bike. So this is my first race with a Moto3, and in fact it's probably my first race on a Moto3 bike since probably MotoGP 13. And I feel like I've never been to this track before, ever, so I really don't know the track. And I didn't give myself a whole lot of chance here. So obviously I've got all the physics settings turned up to Pro. I don't think I've got any assists on. I don't turn the manual weight shift on. I just don't particularly enjoy doing that. I leave that on auto, but pretty much everything else is turned off. The AI is on simulation, so they're quite difficult, and I really just didn't get... I probably should have used qualifying, to be honest, as a practice session. It's obviously a long qualifying session. I loaded it up, took off on my first flying lap, which I crashed on, and I was pretty much using it to try and learn the actual track itself. Then once I completed the first lap, I went straight on to another flyer, and that was, in the end, that was the only lap I did. I finished the second flyer, I didn't crash, and I went, well, that'll do, why not? Unfortunately, it does mean that I started mid-pack. I probably should have stuck it out, done a few more laps. It's a good idea to use quali as a practice session in this game, especially if you don't know the track. I didn't do that, so stupidly I've started from the middle of the pack, and it's quite difficult on a Moto3 to come back through the pack. And I don't really know what I'm doing on a Moto3 bike anyway, so I'm sort of trying my best in this game, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's probably not my finest race. Perhaps I should have gone back and started again, or I should have just taken more time. I think I've already said that. So anyway, the track itself though, it actually looks pretty good. I think if I spent a little bit of time here getting to learn it, and there is a few tracks in the MotoGP games I don't know that well. I tend to always go back to the same ones, and you'll find when you play online that a lot of people always vote the same half a dozen tracks or so, and you get to know those very, very well. But some of the other tracks, and this is one of them for me anyway, you just don't really know at all, and every now and again you'll jump in and be pleasantly surprised. I think this track would be quite cool if I knew it, and perhaps if I was on a MotoGP bike. I'm still adjusting my brain to how slow these Moto3 bikes are, and of course you've got to be very, very accurate on these. It's all about getting your braking markers right, getting your tip in right, and you'll notice from this video I'm not getting a whole lot of any of that right, or doing it very well anyway. And again, that's me getting used to the Moto3 bike, but it seems like a very fast and sort of flowing track, or it does on the Moto3 anyway. So I'm sort of looking forward to coming back and revisiting this on a bigger bike. I'm kind of, I don't really like to admit it, but I'm sort of just hoping to plug through this Moto3 championship, get off at a ride in Moto2, and off I go, because I don't know, each to their own. I'm sure some people out there, some of you will probably love Moto3. Personally, it's just very slow, and when you spend a lot of time on the MotoGP bikes, and I actually really love the Moto2s in this game so far, thoroughly enjoying them. I'll get to that later on, I don't want to harp on too much, but they're a really enjoyable bike, and the Moto3s for me, I'm getting through it as I can at the moment, and I've not gone that well in this race. I'm happy to suck that up and admit it, and that's fine. Obviously this is here for a purpose. If you've never played MotoGP games before, this career is going to help you to learn the physics, learn the bike physics and everything like that. And some people are just going to enjoy these anyway, and that's fine. But personally, I'm just looking forward to getting some of these races done and out of the way, so we can move on with some of the bigger categories, I guess. Now, I did say this in part 1 of my career, but I will say it again. I am hoping to get to a point where once I get to sort of the Moto2 and that sort of thing, I can do the live commentary as I'm actually playing the gameplay. It's just, I guess, I'm a brand new channel. I don't really know what people do and don't want to see from me. I'm just hoping to land on the right note. I don't have many subscribers, but I do encourage you, if you are watching this at this point, to leave me some comments, leave me some suggestions, or at least let me know what you want to see. Do you prefer to sort of have me record the gameplay, do a commentary over the top, have a bit of a chat too, or are you sort of happy to listen to me as I'm racing? Yeah, I'm just a little concerned that as I'm racing along, I'm going to be trying to talk as well as race, and then I might go quiet for a bit, and what I'm saying may not necessarily be overly entertaining. It might just be me. I guess it would just be me reacting to what I'm doing. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on that, so please do leave it in the comment section below, and yeah, I'll take it all into consideration. And given that I don't have many subscribers, your voice really is going to matter. You know, you're the only feedback I'm getting, so I'm absolutely going to listen to you. Well, this race is closing up, and I did my best. I did as good as I could do starting from mid-pack. It was very difficult to sort of scythe my way through, I suppose. 7th was the best I could do, unfortunately. Probably hasn't kicked my career off to the best start, and if I want to land a decent ride in Moto2, I'm probably going to want to sharpen my act up. But that is going to be it for that. So if you're still sticking around, well, thank you very much for watching. Please do hit subscribe. Check out part 1 if you've missed that. And as I say, if you hit subscribe, you'll see the next parts coming up. Remember to leave a like. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.